Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? There's a buggy. My name's Andrew. I'm one of the Veggie boys, and I want to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, consider subscribing. We can grow all this sweet corn, but we can't grow this channel without your help.
And this channel's as good as this corn.
The plane, Andrew. I'm directing the plane right now. This morning we have a couple orders for sweet corn. We have a couple bins back over on the wagon that we are filling up today. Right now we're picking a variety called Montauk. This is a non-GMO variety, and I'm gonna open this up and show you what it looks like. Oh, there you go, that looks really nice. There you go.
The size of that ear. Consider that grew in dry weather for 2 weeks and no rain.
We've been raising this Montauk variety for a couple years. Now you may wonder, if this corn's been doing so well for us, why do we raise other varieties? One big reason is because there is different maturity days. So when we're planting early sweet corn, Montauk may not be our first choice. But when we're getting into the time of the year when we're picking so much, this is a variety we really love. Another reason why we plant different varieties is because we plant sweet corn every week. And the problem with sweet corn is it's only good for 4 days. It's got a short little window when you can harvest it. So we plant different varieties to fill out that week's time. And then the next time we plant, we'll use different varieties as well. But Montauk is our #1 variety that we use. It's easy to pull, it tastes great, and it looks good in the field. So if you want to plant it in your garden next year, Montauk, great variety. It's like candy.
I have something I would like to explain that I think is absolutely fascinating about corn. When you see the pollen on the top of the tassel here, this little stuff is the pollen. Now those little things fall. See it in the end of my finger? That falls down and has to fall on the silk of the corn. Now this silk is dry. When it's growing, it's sticky. Anyway, the silk catches that stickiness, catches it, pulls it down inside the ear. Now it goes all the way to the bottom. And it starts at the bottom. So it'll pull each one of those little pieces of pollen all the way down to the bottom, and then each kernel needs to be pollinated. So that's why when you peel your corn, the hair is all the way down to the bottom. So that little piece of pollen that fell off the top landed on this sticky silk, it pulled it all the way down, and every kernel needs to be pollinated that way. Now if there's an issue, like right here, one didn't pollinate. You can see that. Something happened there. And that's why a lot of times the end of your ears don't fill out, because the pollen gets dry because of dry weather, because of too much heat, or other things, or an animal comes and bites the silk off, then the top of the ear don't fill out because the pollen got too dry. I think that's absolutely amazing that it takes and pulls all that down in there to make each ear, each kernel has to be pollinated.
We moved on to a new variety of corn called Utopia. It's another non-GMO variety. It's really nice. It's a lot thinner than the Montauk. This one's a 77 day? 77 day?
Yes.
77 day corn. So it's nice. In my personal opinion, it's not as nice as the Montauk. It's not, the stalks don't grow as large. The ears, even though this is ripe, it doesn't grow as big as the Montauk, but it tastes just as good. This is a really good tasting corn. Just filled up the last of our sweet corn that we need for today. Hopefully we won't have to pick any more this afternoon, because it is already hot out, guys. But I picked an ear while it was going. I picked an ear to show you. Dad was mentioning how the pollen pulls down into the ear, and I was picking and I felt an ear that didn't form correctly, so I wanted to take it back and show it to you. That's a nice looking wagon, if I do say so myself. Time to head back to the farm. I wanted to show you this corn. You probably can't see on the camera, but there is a dent in the corn right here. And I felt that while I was picking. And normally, I'd leave that ear on because when we chop feed for cows, we just use the ear. So as I pull it down, you can see that ear didn't develop correctly. And that may have been something with pollinization, that may have been something else, but that's what we have to watch for when we're picking. Because you don't want to bring something like this back for your customers, because if they get one bad experience, if it's a new customer and they have a bad experience, maybe they get some corn that isn't the nicest, well, we don't want that to happen. And we really appreciate all the customers we do have here at the farm market. So we try and make sure we have the nicest and best stuff here for them. We took the sweet corn back, we unloaded everything, we put it in the cooler. Should have seen the steam coming off of it. We had lunch then, and we're back out this afternoon. It's gotten really hot. Put the sunglasses on because that sun is annoying. Right now we're picking bell peppers. We need a full bin of bell peppers. So we have Joel and Gavin, they're picking over there, and then I'm picking this row. While we're picking, we have to watch out for crow damage and sun scald when the sun is beating right down on the pepper. That's why you want a lot of plant growth. Otherwise, the sun will hit it and it'll cause the pepper to be soft. We can't really sell that, but we can. This plant broke. Look at the sun scald here. See that? That is not good. But there's a couple nice peppers. This whole plant we can't use because of the sun scald. I don't know what happened to the plant, but it fell over. And oh well, that happens. We got those peppers unloaded, so now we're here picking tomatoes. This is the early planting that we put in, and they look nice. But we're having a problem with the crows. Jake is not doing his job. He actually fell down over there, and we haven't picked him up yet. But he's not doing his job too well, so we want to get some of these ripe ones off before the crows come back. Usually the crows will wait till the tomatoes start to turn red at least before they start to eat them. But look at this. It's a shame. I don't know if it's getting warmer or what, but it just feels hot out today. We got 7.5 bushel of tomatoes. Hopefully we won't have to buy tomatoes for the weekend, so that'll be nice. And they look really good. They're gonna ripen up and they're gonna be nice and delicious. We're done getting the tomatoes we need. We need more peppers. We're getting Cubanelle and Italianelle, so we need 15.5 bushel of each. Just to show you guys what we're dealing with. When we look at these plants and I move them around, you can see all the peppers just hanging in there. And then there's these plants that are the same exact way. And then you have to remember, we planted over 8,000 of these plants, and almost all of them are just like this. So that's a lot of peppers. So we got all this off of about 4 or 5 plants. We're gonna have a lot of peppers to pick.
Do we have room for 5 more baskets?
Supposed to be the best.
It is warm.
I'm getting excited.
Randy, I don't know if you can find any peppers here. Right there.
This is kind of crazy. I picked 2 plants and got this, and we planted 4,000 of these plants. So, we're gonna definitely have a lot more of these. We're getting ready to head back. We just got our second wagon load, and I'll show you what's on here.
Nice.
And the sad thing is, all this will be gone in about 2-3 days, so we'll have to do it again. Guess it's not really a sad thing, that's pretty good. It's been a little on the windy side today, which doesn't make it hard for picking. It's actually better because it cools you off, but it makes it harder for filming. That's for sure. It's amazing that while we were picking, all those tomatoes and peppers that we were picking, and these ones to my left that you're looking at right now, they were all being watered at the same time. I just love those drip lines. That's a nice haul right there. That's what we like to see. We raised a lot of stuff here at the farm, but there are some things that we don't raise. We used to raise watermelon cantaloupes. Don't raise them anymore because the crows hit them so hard here. We have peaches and plums. We used to raise both of them, but again, birds and other problems. We have had, what, a freeze 3 years in a row now where people haven't been getting peaches in our area. And then this cabbage was just too nice for Matt not to pass it up. And he also got onions. And there's one more thing that he got. Oh, 2 more things, excuse me. He got acorn squash and then garlic. Lots of garlic. We try and raise as much as we can ourselves, but there's just some things that don't grow well here. Onions, for example, the watermelons and cantaloupe, we tried growing them, we just have too many problems. We didn't pick as many of the Italianelle and Cubanelle. For one thing, they don't sell as fast as the bell peppers, and we don't want just full bins of those sitting around, so we put a divider down the middle, so we have half Italianelle, half Cubanelle. These are the best fun pops I've ever seen. Maybe they're talking about my dad. He's a fun pops. All these vegetables, it's so exciting in here. Got the peppers in here. We're not putting them in the cooler just yet because we don't want all the heat to come off and mess with our temperature.
I don't know. My old shoes hurt my feet. I couldn't have new shoes. They told me I couldn't have new shoes, and now I got new shoes, and now the new shoes don't fit. And what do you do with these things? I don't understand anymore. Be safe and subscribe.
Alright guys, that's where we're going to end the video today. I want to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye.
Bye-bye!